Newswatch at the heart of it with Kennedy Kimani.
Good evening. Azimio la Umoja One Kenya leader Raila Odinga has declared Monday next week a public holiday so as to allow his supporters to participate in the mass action. While addressing a political rally in Siaya County, the former Prime Minister said the mass action will be peaceful, adding that the demonstrations are the only alternative that they have to force the Kenya Kwanza government led by President William Ruto to address the high cost of living in the country.
We declare that Monday the 20th of March will be a public holiday. As many of that opinion say aye, as many of the counter opinion say no, the ayes have it. A group of the clergy through the NCCK have appealed to me to postpone the Monday protest march. I want to tell them in response that we people of Azimio came to the conclusion that we need to have a protest march after our ultimatum was completely ignored. Secondly, this is going to be a very peaceful procession. And that's why we've said we don't want any kind of violence, we don't want any bloodshed. It's going to be peaceful. And I've also said that we don't want any kind of handshake. The people of Kenya, Kwisha, have all the time said, oh, Baba wants handshake. That's why he's doing this. We are not doing this because of handshake. We are doing this because it is the right thing to do, the only alternative we have to be able to get our rights back.
Odinga's declaration of Monday as a public holiday does not hold water. The law in Kenya's 2010 constitution vests the power of declaring public holidays to the Interior Cabinet Secretary, who declares a public holiday via a gazette notice.
News with Hope FM.
And religious leaders in the country have called for dialogue between the government and the opposition. According to the clergy, this will ensure focus is on the interests of all Kenyans. At the same time, the religious leaders have urged Azimio la Umoja One Kenya to reconsider its mass action plan.
The narratives being driven by political actors are weakening the basic commitment and submission to the Constitution and laws of Kenya, which is the fabric that binds us together as a nation. The situation cannot hold for long. There is need for immediate action to rescue the nation from further deterioration.
Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, we commend you for the leadership you have provided to the country since assuming office. Having settled in office, we now urge you to lead your administration on focusing on solving the problems Kenyans are going through. The nation is depending on you to give forward-looking rather than reverse-heading leadership. Just as you accepted to spearhead the issue-based campaign before elections, we now urge you to spearhead solution-oriented politics and administration.
News with Hope FM.
Meanwhile, the UDA Secretary General Cleophas Malala has said that the UDA party has managed to convince 8 affiliate parties of the Kenya Kwanza Alliance to fold up and join UDA. Speaking today during a press conference, Malala said members from the new parties will have to first formalize their engagement with the UDA by going through the register of political parties before they can join the party. Some of the parties include Chama cha Kazi, the Farmers Party of Kenya, Economic Freedom Party, and Chama cha Mashinani.
We today as UDA have managed to convince the 8 affiliate parties of Kenya Kwanza to fold up so that we can now join one political party, which is UDA, and they have agreed. We said that we shall not intimidate anybody. We are going to consult so that we reach a consensus without necessarily intimidating or forcing people to fold up their parties. The discussion is an ongoing discussion. We are continuing with the discussion with those other parties. We are remaining around 7 or 6 parties to convince to fold up so that we have one strong party come to 27. So it's an ongoing discussion, and we shall do it in the most democratic way possible. And we've also had defections from the ODM party. We've seen the Nyanza people are now part of our party, and we are saying that we are welcoming every Kenyan to the UDA party because UDA party is a national party.
This comes a day after President William Ruto met politicians from the Nyanza region who declared that they will work with President William Ruto's government despite threats from the Azimio leader Raila Odinga.
News with Hope FM.
And the governments of Kenya and Italy have now resolved to withdraw the court cases pitting the three dams of Itare, Aror and Kimorer that had stalled their construction. Making the announcement, President William Ruto said this is in line with his government's pre-election pledge to ensure the corresponding areas such as Nakuru and Kericho have adequate water supply.
I am happy to report to the nation that the government of Kenya and the government of Italy have agreed, and in fact, the process of sorting out the matters in court has already started in earnest. We, as the government of Kenya, are going to withdraw the cases filed against the companies, and the government of Italy and the contractors are also going to withdraw the arbitration cases. We have agreed that the restart of these projects is not only urgent, it is priority, it is necessary because it's going to supply water to many towns in Nakuru County and Kericho County and many other areas in Baringo and Elgeyo Marakwet County.
The president was speaking after holding a bilateral meeting with his Italian counterpart Sergio Mattarella, who is on a 4-day state visit to Kenya.
News with Hope FM.
And that's the news at 7 p.m. Good evening. I am Kennedy Kimani.
Newswatch, keeping you up to speed with the latest news.